Hi everybody, it's Dawn Kuhn, the Mental Health Mom. How are you today? I hope everybody's doing great. I wanted to jump online. I'm here as usual at the Sandstone Neurofeedback Center. The boys are doing their neurofeedback treatment or session, training session if you will. And I wanted to jump on for just a couple quick things. Today's going to be super short, but I wanted to give a progress report. For those of you that are following our story, the last video I did was difficult to do. It was probably the most raw I've ever been in a video, and that's because the boys were really struggling, and in particular my son Adam, who had been experiencing some suicidal thoughts as we weaned him off of his medications, Zyprexa and Depakote. And so I wanted to give a few updates today, and I feel like sorry, I'm having a bad hair day here. I feel like I should start with that because that was so critical, such a critical thing going on in our life. And I can tell you that we have finished weaning him completely off of the Zyprexa. And the Zyprexa is the antipsychotic. And the antipsychotic is the medication that was causing him to have suicidal thoughts and suicidal ideation. And I am happy to say that literally, the day after we stopped giving it to him, he's a new kid. His last day was a week ago last Friday, so we're like a week and a half off of Zyprexa, and I have to tell you, it's like I have my son back. He's happy. He's not having suicidal thoughts. Once we got that nasty drug out of his system, things are going much better. Now we still have a ways to go. We still have to wean off the Depakote, and that's going to be difficult as well. But I just wanted to report that we really have turned a corner. I named this video Progress Report Turning a Corner, because we really have turned a corner in that regard. And I am so grateful for all the outreach and all of the prayers that you all have given us, because I think the big guy upstairs was listening, and he has really helped Adam through a rough patch. So that's update number one. We're completely off Zyprexa, and the really deep anger and raging and, being mad and suicidal thoughts and depression seem to have significantly lightened up. So that's great news. The other great news that I wanted to share was, for those of you that know, we went and did the 2-day assessment in Dallas at the PNP Center, Paul Nancy Paul Center, the Lawless PV Center in Dallas, and it was a phenomenal experience. It is what eventually led us to the Sandstone Center for Neurofeedback. The testing is what let us know that my kids were not actually bipolar and did not actually have ADHD, and led us to a treatment that is allowing us to get our kids off of drugs. And my gosh, so we owe the PNP Center so much. So I'm going to try and show you here. Probably shouldn't show the last name, but this is my son Alex's report, and I'll show you just the thickness of this report, all tabbed out based on sections. Now, when we went and did this 2-day testing, here's what we had done. We had the QEEG, we had biofeedback, psychophysiological profile assessment done, a PPA. We had a stress signal checklist. We had a medical review, a cranial sacral evaluation, a metabolic analysis profile, an omega quant, which is, again, measuring your omegas, part of the blood work. We had the MTHFR mutation test. We had an IQ test, the WISC one, the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children. We had the Woodcock-Johnson test of achievement. We had the Bender visual motor test. We had the tests of variable attention, the TOVA, which was combined visual and auditory testing. We had behavioral vision screening. We had a brain system checklist, an individual interview, a family interview, a multidimensional assessment inventory, the AMAI, a autism rating scale, the CARS autism childhood autism rating scale. I mean, those are just a few. I'm just naming a few. So this is the final report of all of our test results in great detail, along with a plan of action. And now our next step is to set up a teleconference, and that teleconference will be with all of the doctors that we met with in Dallas, and we will go through this report, kind of page by page, and go over the treatment plans. So very exciting. I looked through it this weekend. There were a few things we knew, a couple things we didn't know. So good stuff all the way around. I know some of you have gone to the PNP Center after watching our videos, and so I wanted to show you what it looked like and tell you that that is really, really good stuff, and we're anxious and excited since we did the testing in the middle of May to finally have our results. Okay, so that's some good news. Some more good news, and this is where I'm really going to get fired up here just a tad. For those of you that have been following, know that we're doing neurofeedback training at the amazing Sandstone Center for Neurofeedback. My one son's doing 60 sessions, my other son is doing 45 sessions. So every 15 sessions, we remap the brain. In other words, we do another QEEG to look at their progress. So we're 30 sessions in right now. So at our first progress report, the boys were averaging in the 30% successful change rate in their brainwaves. In other words, there was 30% change in what we were trying to do at that first marker point after the first 15 sessions. Well, I just got the reports from our second set of 15 sessions, so now we're 30 sessions in. And I'm happy to report we are still going like gangbusters as far as retraining their brainwaves and how they fire, how their neurons fire. So they do 2 tests when they brain map. They do one with your eyes open and one with your eyes closed, and they test both ways on the boys. So when you're looking at the report, you actually are going to get 2 numbers of success rates. The success rate with their eyes open and the success rate with their eyes closed. So I am ecstatic to report. And I told you I'd do the good, the bad, and the ugly. The last video was the ugly. This video is the good. For Adam, 2 scores on change rate. Now this change rate is a percentage of successful change since the last mapping. So this is just from the last 15 sessions. So in other words, an increase of success percentage. So Adam's 2 percentage numbers was he had a 35% successful change and a 38% successful change. And guys, let me just tell you, these numbers are amazing because Adam is only halfway through. And if you kind of add the success he had in the 30s at the first retest, and now the success he's having in the mid-30s again at the second retest, I mean, that's kind of like a combination of 60 to 70% change, and we are only halfway done. I mean, this kid, when we get him off these meds and we finish the neurofeedback, I mean, look out, this kid's going to run the world. I mean, he's going to be our president someday or something. But I mean, this is just, it's amazing. It's amazing what neurofeedback can do. Okay, so that's Adam. So Alex has, are you ready for this? If I could get a drum roll. Alex has his 2 numbers. He has a 45% successful rate of change and a 23% successful rate of change. Now, I will tell you that Alex's number, that 23 number, shouldn't be alarming. First of all, anything above 20% is considered awesome. But the reason he has 45% successful change and then a 23% successful change is because we've actually identified that he has a food sensitivity. I mean, let's just add this to the list of things we got to figure out in our house right now. But it turns out it looks like Alex has a food sensitivity, not an allergy, not like, if he eats a peanut, he's going to, need an EpiPen, but just a sensitivity. But if you are sensitive to certain foods, and again, I never knew this, didn't know what I didn't know, but if you have sensitivities to certain foods, they can actually change the way your brain works. They change the way your brain thinks, the way your neurons fire, the way the waves work, all of that, mechanical, medical stuff. But it's it's a big, hairy deal if you have a food sensitivity. So we know that Alex apparently has a food sensitivity to gluten. We are going to be taking him tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm not sure which day, but he's going to have another test done to see if there are any other food sensitivities that he might have. Let me tell you, since I found out he's got this gluten sensitivity, which was in his report and sort of confirmed at our neurofeedback center, I've been flipping our world upside down. Yesterday, I flipped my whole fridge upside down. I flipped my whole pantry upside down. I've been researching and studying. Let me tell you, this gluten stuff is nasty business. And what it does to our kids' brains, nasty business. If you are giving your kids gluten, even if they don't have a sensitivity, I dare you to jump online and read about what gluten does to young people's brains. So we are now a gluten-free family as of this morning. Once I got everything done and did all my shopping yesterday, we're gluten-free. So hopefully we'll see some change with that. Once that sensitivity is in check, then we should see that 23% number skyrocket. So it's kind of like the food sensitivity. If he's eating what he's sensitive to, it's preventing the neuro from completely being able to transform that one part of his brain. So hopefully we'll get that knocked out here in the next couple weeks, and then that number will be up in the 40s as well. Alex is also, as you know, doing some behavioral vision therapy. We do that once a week. We're, I think, 3 weeks in. Yeah, I think this week will be our month anniversary, if you will. We have to go 9 to 12 months. So that's going to be a absolute game changer for him, but we're not going to really see those results until we get, down the road, probably the beginning of next year before we start seeing a lot of results. He does have homework. We do these eye exercises the other 6 days a week, every single day at home. Takes about 10 minutes. All the days he doesn't have behavioral vision therapy, we do some homework at home. So that's what's going on in our world. But I wanted to jump on. I wanted to let my PMP people know what the report looks like. I wanted to let you know that, praise God, Adam is really doing a lot better, and we appreciate your prayers. I hope your prayers stay with us as we wean him off the Depakote, which is the final hurdle he'll have to get through. Our neurofeedback, not only is our center amazing and the doctors are amazing, but the results are amazing, just amazing. And I wanted to make everybody aware of gluten. I mean, it just absolutely, it messes with your brain barrier. As Susan was mentioning, it's just icky stuff. And I didn't realize how icky it was. I didn't know what I didn't know. So I encourage you to Google and go on and read what it's doing to our brains as adults, but especially our kids' brains. So that's today, a little bit happier video. I'm really excited about what's to come. I hope everything is well in your world. Thanks for the time. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your continued support. We've got a marketing video coming out pretty soon with the Neurofeedback Center. They did a marketing video on our story. Still waiting on the dates for the Great Day Houston taping, but that should be coming up in the next 3-4 weeks or so. So we'll keep you posted on that. Lots of good stuff coming down the pike. The new website, www.mentalhealthmom.life, not .com, but .life, is up and running. Lots of good stuff, adding to that every day. So that's what's happening. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you have a great week. And until we talk again, take care. Bye-bye.